So the title to the blog post it's just presented itself to me. I woke up in my usual place at my usual time, and I'm finding it increasingly hard to get going in the morning. Sometimes it's 1 cup of coffee, sometimes it's more, but at my best I'm okay with 1. At my best I wake up ready for action. I generally feel motivated in the mornings, but confession again, I've had one of those weeks that haunts me even when I wake up in this morning. So got the coffee going and sat on the couch, and it was 6:30, so I only have to make tea for the family, as is my usual practice, around 8 on a Sunday. So I had a fair amount of time. How was I going to use this time? What was I going to do? Was I going to finish the Netflix movie that I watched last night? I think I was in episode 100 of Star Trek. Or was I going to start something new? Or was, given the fact that it was Sunday, was I going to do something spiritual? Tap into some guys chatting about God and spirituality? I did neither. I browsed through YouTube and I came across a documentary about FW, hence the title, FefVee and me. I resisted pressing the play button because I didn't want to be confronted with this decision, the decision to hate or not to hate. I've started using the word hate again, by the way. This is going to be the start of a few things. This is going to be the start of a multi-part blog. I'm going to invite people that I know who represents different segments of the community to give me their point of view on FefVee and me and them. And I'm going to go as wide as I can. And as an introduction to this process, I'm going to say to you that I'm conflicted about how I feel about his legacy. I know how I feel about him in death. I think there's a part of me culturally that says the man has died and his family is grieving his death, and we should give the dead that sort of space. And then there's another part of me that says I have to deal with the legacy. So the documentary was good in the sense that it was very well crafted, because it ends in a good space. It ends with him being interviewed by an American video journalist, and him saying, can you stop this? Can you stop this question, this line of inquiry? Because I don't want it anymore. Something like that. And I thought to myself, that's exactly where I'm at. I'm conflicted because I want to believe the story that he was a nation builder. I want to believe the story that he was a bridge. I have a deep yearning to believe him and his like. And when I say he's like, I put him up there with Nelson Mandela and say that we want to believe that they were the true leaders of our society, and they reflect the mission, the vision, the aspirations of every one of the citizens. It's how they speak about their ghosts, it's how they deal with their evil side, it's how they become vulnerable that intrigues me more. And by him not opening up to that aspect, by him glossing over with an apology. I mean, how do you apologize to someone whose life is irrevocably changed because of one decision that you've made or that you were party to? How do you just say sorry? I don't think that sorry is good enough in this case. I think there needs to be reparations. And that's the space that I'm in. So I want to move on past this space that I'm in now, and I invite painters to paint, and I invite writers to write, and bloggers to blog, so that I can get into your head. The life, the version of South Africa that you were led to believe was true. Your childhood, your life, your dreams and aspirations. What role did he play in that? Is FW a statesman to you? Or is he a demon? Is he someone that has got something to say about where South Africa is today? Or do you think that his ideas are outdated? I'm going to stop and gather opinions. I'm also going to watch some more documentaries, and I'm going to read a bit so that I can do the research. And somewhere along the line, I have to realize that I'm going to have to deal with my realization that I'm called to be a bridge. On Thursday last week, I had an awkward situation. One of the reasons I take books with me into coffee shops and public spaces is because the place that I live is, let's just say, slowly transforming, and maybe a bit more reluctant to transformation. So the conversations that I have with the average white person in my community is strained in much the same way as I have a relationship with my family. Strained because we don't share a common past, we don't share a common view in the past. So the book just helps me to navigate that. I have this guy who popped onto my timeline, as it were. He wanted to show me a picture. He wanted to show me some artwork that he had done. In the introduction to this artwork, he asked me a question that's literally scared me, because I don't know if he was ready for my answer to it. He asked me, "Benson, have you heard of the Police Club?" And I said to him, nothing, because I have heard of the Police Club. And I immediately, as he asked me, as if a wound that had been pestering and trying to heal, it literally just burst. I literally just felt pain again. I'd never been at the end of a rifle butt before, but I know people who have, and I've physically seen it, and I still carry the pain of other people who've had to navigate life having a rifle butt stuck to their face. So my answer was nothing, and he then showed me a picture of Siya Kolisi, and he had seen something, that an opportunity, I suppose, and I suppose an opportunity for him to make money, where Kolisi being the Springbok captain, celebrated as a yeah. I think Solisi is the new us. He represents everything that's good about South Africa. He's strong, he's black, and he's white as well. And he wins. And so coming off the winning space, he's invited to sign a guy's underpants, South African flag on it. And this guy who I barely know says to me, here is an opportunity to rebrand the Polisi Club into the Solisi Kolisi Club, or something like that. There was movement from negative to positive. There was movement from apartheid to whatever the opposite is. But how was I supposed to know that all my years of trauma on the township would result in somebody benefiting from it? How was I supposed to know that I'm called to be a bridge? How was I supposed to know that my trauma, ongoing trauma, could be a guiding light for someone, could be a conversation starter? How do I navigate on from here? So I invite you in. Give me your view on the FefVee and me legacy. I would love to hear from you.